brother and his own home on fire with his family inside. Move on to New Jersey now, where a man there has been charged with killing his brother and his entire family and then setting his own home on fire with his family inside. ABC's Will Reeves has the latest on this gruesome case. Will, what are the latest developments there?
Good morning, Stephanie. Just behind me in the Monmouth County Superior Courthouse, Paul Canero walked into the courtroom in a green jumpsuit with handcuffs and shackles on just a minute before 9:30 this morning for his detention hearing, which is procedural. He was in court. He was in the room for about 11 minutes total. The judge, James McGann, read him his rights, and the prosecutor read the charges to Paul Canero. And the charges, again, are 4 counts of murder, 2 counts of aggravated arson. Those charges are consolidated because he lit his brother's home on fire and his own, prosecutors allege, plus a count of knife possession and a count of gun possession. 8 charges in total. The prosecutor was standing about 4 feet away, face to face with Paul Canero when he read those charges, and Canero looked disheveled and completely flat. His countenance did not change throughout the entire time he was in court. He had about a 1,000-yard stare, but he was looking, he looked at the prosecutor and stayed completely still. His voice was level when he stood up to read his rights. And then about as soon as it began, it was over and he was shuffled out of court, and his next court date is expected to be sometime in January, Stephanie.
And Will, you described for us there the emotions that Paul Canero showed, not much. Who else was in the courtroom? Was part of the family there? What was the scene like inside?
Well, there was a lot of press, I will say that. There were, to my count, about 70 people in the room total. The first row was all law enforcement, including County Prosecutor Christopher Gramiccioni, who we've seen on multiple press conferences and such. No family members were in the room. Paul Canero's lawyers came out and did a brief press conference after the hearing and said the family was not there, and that was aligned with what we saw. Lots of press, lots of interest, of course, in this case nationwide, and we were glad to be there, and there were a bunch of people paying attention to this gruesome case. Certainly a story we'll continue to cover. Thank you very much for that, Will, in New Jersey for us.